And let's kickstart this edition with some breaking news coming in. In the midst of the prevailing chaos over results, the CBSE is expected to come out with a notice by today evening. Well, sources have told Mirror Now that this notice of CBSE might have some information about the date for result declaration. However, when we contacted CBSE, they refused to comment on this. Milan is on the phone line. I beg your pardon. Milan is joining us live for more on that story. Milan, first up, just give us a sense of what really is this controversy about, and what sort of clarity can we really expect from the CBSE this evening when they do come out with that notice? Milan.
Right, Sneha, it all started when the board exams that were going to happen, and CBSE came out saying that for this academic session, they will not be applying the moderation mark policy as done every year in the case of CBSE 12th board examinations. And that is where the whole, problem unfolded, because the timing the High Court maintained was so abrupt that they said that, what is the point of telling this to students now when they are already giving their examinations? And this kind of announcement should have been made by the CBSE initially at the start of the academic session. Hence, parents had challenged this in court, and High Court came out saying that you cannot change the rules of the game after the game has started. And therefore, right now what we know is that CBSE is going to issue a notification in the evening. A notice is going to be issued. It may have some details about the results date for CBSE, which up till now the CBSE has been completely mum over, and they've not given any official confirmation on when exactly the CBSE results will be out. Also, there is no confirmation on whether the results being put out in haste now will have moderation marks added to them or not. Sneha.
That's right. Ashok Ganguly, former chairman of the CBSE, is with us. Thanks for speaking to Mirror Now this afternoon. First up, the CBSE obviously has been under a lot of pressure to declare the results, as if they've already been very late in declaration of results, and this only is adding to the anxiety levels of both the parents and the students. But what do you really make of this entire controversy? How this really has been taken forward by the CBSE. This has led to a lot of, this has, made the students extremely anxious, this entire episode.
It's good that CBSE is going to declare the results, I think, in another 48 to 72 hours. What is important that whether the moderation will be the part of the system or not. Moderation has already been the part of the system, because CBSE has already moderated the question paper, must have moderated the marking schemes also. So the third stage is that if there is discrepancy there, then add moderation marks into the raw score. So as per the High Court's order, and as per the CBSE decision, they have to consider the moderation marks also. And of course, after looking into whether any moderation marks has to be added or not, after looking into the moderation of question paper and moderation of marking schemes, so they may go for moderation marks. But what is very important, that inflation of marks, I think, will not be there, which was there in the last 2 or 3 examination sessions.
All right, Mr. Ashok Ganguly, thanks so much for speaking to Mirror Now and sharing your perspective with us. Ashok Ganguly, former chairman of the CBSE, talking about the fact that moderation of marks is something that's going to be accepted. And remember, the HRD minister had also spoken about grace marks in the past. In fact, earlier, CBSE had decided not to move Supreme Court to challenge the High Court verdict of scrapping the practice of moderating marks. CBSE is to continue its marks moderation policy this year.
During the elections, the exams had got delayed. But the CBSE assured us that the exams got delayed, but the results won't get delayed. So we believe CBSE, but now I feel cheated, because the result was expected on 24th, but no, it's already 25, and they're saying that it won't be coming this week. So how much are we gonna wait? Our parents are expecting a lot from us. We need to apply for various colleges, and we need everyone's asking about a percentage, but what do we say? We don't know anything, and this moderation policy has been removed, so we can't approximate a percentage. We cannot calculate our marks. There's no approximation, and No, just as the High Court said, one cannot change the rules after the game has begun.
Many people will go down by the result, so they need to go to their respected colleges, and for DU also the cutoff will be, I guess, lowered this time because of this policy.
Because of delay, I am not able to choose which stream you should take, and with me my parents are also tense. We are all tense. My mother is also tense about it.
समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि रिजल्ट अब कैसा आएगा, क्या करेंगे क्या नहीं करेंगे, मेरे बच्चे आगे क्या स्ट्रीम लेंगे, क्या इनको आगे करना है, अभी तक कुछ डिसाइडेड नहीं है। घर वाले फ़ोन कर करके पूछते रहते हैं बच्चों का रिजल्ट कैसा है, क्या है, आगे क्या सोचा है, मैं कुछ भी नहीं बता पा रही हूँ और मेरे बच्चे बिल्कुल टेंस रहते हैं इस चीज़ के लिए कि मैं क्या करूँगी क्या नहीं करूँगी। बच्चों का टाइम वेस्ट हो रहा है, आगे जो नेक्स्ट ईयर है उसके लिए भी टाइम कम पड़ेगा ना बच्चों के लिए। जब अभी रिजल्ट नहीं आ रहा तो अभी कुछ फाइनल नहीं है कि कब तक रिजल्ट आएगा।
Milan continues to be with us. Milan, of course, the fate of around 15 million students essentially hangs in the balance, and they've spoken to us about the kind of inconvenience that they're facing, the uncertainty that they're facing. Many of them want to apply to colleges outside India, and they fear that they may be late in doing so simply because the results aren't out.
Definitely, Sneha, there's been a delay in everything just because the CBSE is not able to make up its mind as to when they should announce the results. In fact, what we heard is that they said earlier that they will, come out with the results on May 24th and then May 25th. And what we now know is that they are looking at bringing out the results. They have been delayed, but they are looking at bringing out the results somewhere, till the next week. But again, no official confirmation from the CBSE board on this. And meanwhile, parents and students are obviously left out in a lurch because many of them, in the universities, admissions have already started, and students are not able to choose the course that they want to or apply for any course that they want to because they were waiting for the marks that they will receive, and based on those mark weightages, they wanted to apply for several courses that universities are offering around the country. Some of them have applied abroad, and the application process works in a way you have to submit your predictive scores before the results come out, but since the students are now not sure of what their predictive score will be, based on their results in 11th and 12th, they are unsure of whether they'll be able to get certain kind of scholarships that they were earlier waiting for, and it is creating a hostile environment because CBSE, results, 12th results are very crucial, not just for the students but also for the parents, and yes, there is, an environment of uncertainty over what is going to happen.
That's right. Milan, do continue to be with us while we tell our viewers what this issue really is about. The Central Board of Secondary Education is likely to move Supreme Court against Delhi High Court's order on doing away with the moderation policy. Well, this makes provision for providing grace mark to students falling short of the pass mark. Let's listen to some views in favor of this particular policy.
In a Class 12 paper should be lenient, and students should not fail, students should do well. Now their plea against moderation is totally the anti-lobby against the students. If they are not going to listen to the Honorable Supreme Court and to the poor students, then this, the results will be delayed like anything. The main problem with the CBSE is that the people who decide the policies there, they are the people who have no classroom experience, who have no day-to-day experience, going to the schools, teaching there, or being in the ambience, that kind of educational sector. So that's why it's very unfortunate. We are against this plea of CBSE, which is against moderation. Moderation is the right of students, and they must get it.
All right, so that CBSE notice is expected this evening, and hopefully it will be giving some clarity to all of those students and of course parents who have been waiting for the results to be declared.